Hey, welcome back. I'm Courtney. This is the Accounting Struggle. I want to keep these videos as short and sweet as possible, so I'm just going to literally go ahead and get right into it. But before I get into it, let's just discuss. Today's wash day, so I'm giving you Nipsey Hussle realness. I'm giving you Lil Bow Wow. I'm giving you, all types of Nelly, I'm a sucker for cornrows and pedicure toes type of teas today. And you will simply have to deal because today, like I said, is wash day. So I needed to, just make it work. So now we can get into it. So as far as the CPA exam, I'm doing this 4-part series where I just kind of give a brief overview on what to expect. So today I'm going to be talking about BEC, which is Business Environmental Concepts, I believe. BEC is everything that is not reg, everything that is not audit, everything that is not FAR. Everything else that you had to take to get your accounting degree falls under BEC. So any of the accounting courses, again, that are not tax, audit, or intermediate, so your cost accounting courses, your finance courses, economics courses, information systems, advanced accounting, what else is on this exam? And business law. So it is literally just a random medley, if you will, of information, which is why I do not love this exam. In fact, I'll just say it, I hated BEC. I didn't love any part of the CPA exam, but I really hated BEC. If BEC was a person, come outside, BEC. That's how I would feel, because I had gone into it with this expectation that it was the easy section because people brand it as that, and I do not know why. It is not the easy section. The material, independent of each other, sure, economics is not hard, information systems is not hard. By itself, this stuff isn't difficult. But when you add it all together and literally none of it has anything to do with the other stuff, it's hard to remember all of that information, or at least that's been my experience. Most people will tell you like, oh, it's the easiest section, but then they'll also say, I got the lowest score on BEC. So that, do with that what you will. But you do have to pass it, so you can hate it all you want. You have to pass this section if you want to be a CPA, and that's just that. So some things you need to know about it is put some respect on this exam. Don't go into it thinking like this is just the easiest section and I can just kind of like wander into a passing score. You still have to give it the respect that it deserves. It's not far in terms of how long it is. It's 6 chapters. It's one of the shorter. Audit and BEC are the 2 shortest ones. They're both only 6 chapters. But it's not like a breeze. It's not a day at the beach. It's a day at the beach if there was a nasty rainstorm coming. It's that kind of day. So yeah, in terms of how much time you need to prepare for it though, I think you can get it done in a month flat. And that's whether you're working full-time or less, because when I was working full-time, I was able to get it done in like 5 weeks. So, and I'm real slow. I'm really, really slow. So some people could probably do it even faster, but with BEC, you just have to go into it expecting that it is going to take work. It's the only one of the exams that has a written portion. And like I said, it covers a bunch of different topics, even those outside of accounting. So if you did not love some of those other courses that you had to take, like economics or finance or information systems, now's the time to get reacquainted with those topics. One of the topics that I love the most, which is very heavily tested on BEC, is all the stuff that is related to cost accounting. So all of your variance analysis, variable cost, and different, there's a huge, I want to say maybe 3 chapters are dedicated to just the cost accounting stuff. There's a lot of finance as well. So this one is more math intensive, probably the most math intensive out of the 4. Well, no, reg is pretty serious too, but this one has the most math, like just straight up regular math. So yeah, for me, finance was not really my thing, didn't really care for it, but there is a lot of finance on it, and most of it is just kind of going through those formulas and, you know, present value, future value, and annuities and that kind of thing. It's not terrible. It's super learnable. Peter Olento covers a lot of the stuff that's a little bit more challenging. So that's good because he will keep you awake if nothing else. So that's nice. And that's only if you're taking Becker. Again, I haven't used anything else. I don't know anything else. So yeah, those are some things you just need to know going into it. Just expect that there is a lot of math. So it takes a lot of practice just to get to the speed you need to get to be able to answer these questions at the rate that it will take once you're on the exam. Because it's one thing to be like able to kind of sit there for a few minutes and work your way through a problem and get it correct. That is not an effective strategy on, you know, y'all been through, you know, you can't do that in real life, right? So on the CPA exam, there's so much to cover. You don't have time to really think about each question. You need to read through it and know exactly what the next step is and how to solve it. So what I will say is your approach should be a lot of practice when it comes to at least the concepts that are math intensive, like the finance and the cost accounting stuff. When it comes to the chapters that are business law and economics and information systems, I'll speak about information systems and business law. That stuff is a little bit more like vocab intensive. And I really can't say that it's more complicated than that. It's really just, what does this word mean? If you know what that word means, then you'll be able to, you know, uncover which law it is. There isn't too much analysis around those topics. It's really just understanding, you know, what the differences are. What is COSO? If you can just kind of get through the vocab of that stuff and practice enough of the multiple choice questions, then there really shouldn't be too much struggle with that. When it comes to Econ though, Econ, I've never found it to be too challenging. But you know, some people don't connect well with it. It's like, ooh, does the supply curve move or doesn't it? If you didn't really kill it in the econ classes, that's fine. Don't worry. They do a great job at breaking it down on the Becker software. But you do have to know this stuff. Like, you have to really get it. You have to truly understand it. This is more conceptual because they really do test your knowledge of these concepts with the types of questions that they ask for economics. It is not, what is a supply curve? That is not the type of question you're going to get. It's going to be more like, what will happen to the supply curve if this scenario happens? So you really do have to, you know, put your big girl drawers on and just get this stuff done and understand it and learn it and go back through it over and over again until you really understand it and can explain it in your own words, because only then are you really ready to take on this section of the exam. So with that being said, the things that surprised me about this exam were how heavily tested information systems and economics was on this exam. Like, I was expecting it to be a few questions. It was a lot of information. In fact, I am fairly certain that the reason I did not pass BEC the first time was because of information systems and how much stuff was on there that I was just like, are y'all serious? You really asking me about pieces of the computer? Girl, I don't care about that. But I had to care about it and I didn't pass because I didn't care about it. So you do need to go back in and just make sure before you go and actually take this exam, make sure you really give that information the time that it deserves. It's not something you want to just breeze through on your last day of studying before your exam. You want to make sure you're covering each section with the time that you need to. But again, like I said, information systems, most of that is really just vocabulary. So that makes it a lot easier, but you definitely need to know it. And that's just that, because you're not going to know what some of these words just mean. I mean, I didn't just know what HTML stood for, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't. So that's me. But that's what you need to know about BEC. It is a short exam. Not that difficult by itself, but in the aggregate, not a breeze. Definitely need to go into it with the mindset that this is something that deserves your full attention. And like I said, with every section, study in bite-sized amounts, 15, 20 minutes in the morning, study on your lunch break, study on your coffee break, on your cigarette break, in the grocery line, in the line, whatever other lines you might be standing in. Study after work, study before work, study right after your workout when you're sitting in the sauna. All of those places where you can get a few minutes of studying in will really serve you well. But then of course you want to do some real serious reviews when you can, like after work, after your day is done, after you cooked and put the kids to bed, whatever you got going on in your life. Make sure you're really studying every single day though, even if it's just shorter amounts of time. It's not going to be better to study all day on Saturday and Sunday and then not look at the material again until the next Saturday and Sunday. That's not going to work. So that's my advice on that. And like I said with the other chapters, do the multiple choice questions before you do the lectures so that you can actively know what to listen for. You can listen actively. You can really, things will just jump out at you that you would not have paid attention to before. It's like when you watch a movie, the first time you watch it and you don't know what to expect, you get the overall theme, but you don't notice certain things until you go back and you watch it again. And you're like, sis, the whole time I didn't even know, I didn't even pay attention to that. I was not hip to that the first time around. So it's the same type of thing. So do the questions first, then do the lecture and come back and do the multiple choice questions a second time and see what a difference that makes. So that's my advice on BEC. That's all I have to say on that topic. Hope you do well. Let me know in the comments what your where you are in your journey, how things are going. If there's anything that I left out, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next video.